it's Donna Robertson with Fabric Cafe. I'm sorry. I made a really silly comment right before we went on air. I do apologize. And I'm Fran Morgan. If you heard that comment, just forget, okay?
Let's start out with a laugh.
This is Donna Robertson and Fran Morgan live. Okay, we love Facebook and we love being live, and I know y'all love seeing that we are alive to make you laugh.
Yep.
But anyway, today is Fran's last day this trip.
My visit will be over today, and I'm going to miss everyone.
And for those who don't know, Fran lives 6 hours away. She is my daughter, so I just love it when she comes up here. She is also a designer with Fabric Cafe, and she was one of the founding members of Fabric Cafe. So in the beginning, 20 years ago, you might not have known that the beginning was 20 years ago, but it was.
Gone by fast.
My goodness, I was so young and I had dark hair.
Yeah.
So see what happens when you have a small business? You get a little gray.
I cover mine.
But when we started our company, we started out with a product called Chenille By The Inch. And Fran is technically our product manager for Chenille By The Inch. And so I've asked her to do the program today. And we wanted to start off by talking a little bit, doing a little reminiscing about when we first started. And so we're going to do a little history of Fabric Cafe and Chenille By The Inch. And then we're going to go into our show and show you the fabrics. And do you remember our very first day when we started Fabric Cafe?
It was so fun.
It was.
We took everything in our personal sewing rooms.
There's 2 sewing rooms.
Yes, and we hauled it all up here to the shop, to the building we're still in, and we got it all organized.
The motorcycle out of the way.
Because Bob's shop was here, so he had his motorcycle and a lot of tools.
Mm-hmm.
And we just bought little plastic bins, and we brought it all up here, and then we went
To the movies.
Now what?
Well, we have to say, her son was then 10 years old, maybe?
10 or 11.
11. Yeah. And we took him to the movies because it was January the 2nd, 2001. So we went to the movies and we saw a movie with Tom Hanks. It was called Castaway.
Uh-huh.
And we looked at each other when we realized that we were starting a company and we were going to see a movie called Castaway. And you feel a little bit alone when you start this and you don't know a whole lot about what you're doing, but you take every bit of your knowledge and you just get started. Mm-hmm. So we had 3 ideas.
We did have 3 ideas, actually. Chenille By The Inch was one of the 3.
Mm-hmm. And what happened when we introduced Chenille By The Inch?
Oh my goodness, it was fabulous. Now, when Chenille By The Inch was first introduced, we introduced it small,
mm-hmm.
and then we slowly got recognized, which was very exciting. But it was also fun because we had to buy all this equipment, and we were testing all these new machines and doing all this stuff. And we finally got recognized, and Alex Anderson of Simply Quilts contacted us and asked us to be on her show.
We were so excited.
We were so excited. We were going to be on TV.
And what happened?
And so we went out to California and taped, and we were not sure exactly when it was going to be aired. Is that correct?
That's right. They didn't tell us when. We taped it. They edited it, something
mm-hmm.
we're not doing on the Facebook Live.
Right.
They edited it, and then we did the program, and this is the quilt.
This is the quilt we featured on Simply Quilts with Alex Anderson. And unfortunately, this is no longer available. If you would like to see this available, let us know. Just give us a comment. But we did demonstrate this and steps through how to make this quilt on Simply Quilts.
You know, we did know when it was going to be aired because they did give us the date, and we opened at 8 o'clock, but the show started at 7:30, and I went to your house, and we watched it in your living room. I just remembered that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we got in the car, and we drove to work, and we could hear the phones ringing from outside the building, and they didn't stop ringing until 3:30 that afternoon before I got to take a little break that was very necessary.
But it was very exciting. I mean,
Two phones ringing continuously.
nonstop. It was so
Nonstop.
exciting.
And we were like, oh, be still my heart. Everybody loved Chenille. So, for no further ado, Fran's going to tell you what the heck we're talking about. Chenille by the
Chenille by the inch.
Bring that quilt over here and put it on the table, and then we'll get a close-up of what chenille looks like. It's this fuzzy stuff.
Yes. So as you can see here on the little flowers, it's a raised product that's sewn on top, and it's nice and fuzzy, just like chenille from the old chenille bedspreads. Very similar.
So let's show them how to make that.
Let's do.
All right.
Let's show them the packaging. So we do have it available. This is our 250-inch roll. And 250 inches, this is end to end on the strips, and I'll show you that in just a minute. And then we have a jumbo pack that has 800 inches.
And this is about 7 yards, and that's about 22 yards.
Okay, thanks. That's I had not remembered that. So this is how we start.
And here's the pricing of Chenille by the Inch. So the 250 inches, $10 for 7 yards. And this is 800 inches for $29.99, and that's 22 yards. And we're going to show you how to use both of those.
Yes. So I do have a piece here, and you see how long this is? This is from one of the rolls.
So this is the roll.
Right.
It's
Now,
also in the jumbo packs too.
okay, so that size is also in the jumbo pack, so that's helpful. Now I have a small piece just to show you. It makes it much simpler. So when you open the package, you'll look on the back side, and there's this stabilizer. Now the stabilizer is there for our manufacturing purposes. There's no use to you at all. All of the chenille by the inch is sewn on the bias, so this keeps it from stretching and getting misshapen. So the first thing you do is just grab it on each side and give it a pull, and you can see how it separates. Just kind of tuck your finger in there, and then you can pull that white backing off, and it really comes off quite easily. And then I'm not going to pull it off, but you would pull all of it off when you're using
Why don't
it.
you go ahead and just take that part off?
Let's do that. See how fast that is. Okay,
we
so
can
you
cut
can
through.
see that basically it's the same on both sides too. Okay, then we want to cut some strips. Now we have our chenille cutting guide here, and this cutting guide was developed to make this really quick and easy. I know that once we originally developed the product, we learned that, okay, we need some extra little things, and this was a super time saver for us.
Well, we tried to use a ruler at first with 1/4 inch marks, and it didn't work. And so we had to come up with something that had 3/16 of an inch.
So you can see there's a line here on each side, and that's that 3/16 that Donna is talking about. So we'll just take that line and line it up on the second stitch line here. Just like that, right on top of that stitch line. And what that does is it puts the edge of the cutting guide right in the center between the two stitched lines. So when that happens, and this is kind of fun, you cut all the way through. Now there are some chenilles that are made out there that do not cut all the way through, but we are actually creating a strip. So then we take our strip here. I'm just going to move over to the side. And we're going to sew it to the background fabric. Now, as you notice here, I just used a water-soluble fabric marker to trace my design that I'm working with. And then you can just lay this strip. You're going to line the stitch line on the marked line, and then you're going to sew right on top of the existing stitch line that is already there.
How do you trace it onto the fabric?
Because this was white, I could just see through the fabric and trace it directly on.
So you put the pattern underneath?
Yes.
Oh,
You put the pattern
okay.
underneath, and it just works. Now, if you have a light box, that's fabulous. That works as well. Or even a sunny window. Be great.
Do televisions still work? Because I know some people use televisions.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there light box? Okay, but why
But you
not?
could. But
Why not?
nowadays with the plasma screens and all of that, it might not work anymore.
Well, I actually opened up a Word document that was blank, and it worked great on my computer screen.
Oh, and you just put your.
You have a tablet.
See,
you
we're
could use
always.
that.
on-
See, yeah.
You could use.
Yeah,
a
there you
tablet.
go. Yeah, you could use your iPad or your note or something like that and just open a white document.
That's
awesome.
We are so clever. Okay, so we're lining that up with the stitch line.
Right. And then you're just going to, and I prefer to work with my needle down because it holds the stitch in place as I sew. But you're going to begin sewing right here on the end and do back stitch it just a little bit there. And you might be able to tell. I'm going to scoot this just a little bit. Just do a back stitch here to secure that end and then just continue to sew around. Now, if you'll look, I've sewn on top of that existing stitch following my line. I do have an overlap here. So it doesn't really matter how long your strips are, as long as you just overlap them to add a new strip. And once it's all fluffy, you're never going to see that.
And you know, one of the reasons it's so full and fluffy is those 3 layers. Our chenille strips are 3 layers of 100% cotton sewn together. And they're shorter strips, so they're easier to use, and they don't get tangled.
That's right. Absolutely. And the other thing is, don't throw away any of your ends because all those little windage pieces can still be used.
We're going to show them some of those.
I know, it's going to be fun. Okay. So let's get to the brushing part. So I'm going to actually brush on top of this joining so that you can see how that just all blends together and you don't see that joining. So we're going to take our chenille brush, and this is a nylon bristle brush. It's not going to damage your background fabrics, but it's definitely stiff enough to fray the edges of this strip. So the first thing you do is just press it flat, do some circles one direction and then the other direction. And you can see how the edges are already lifting. Then we're going to use just a little bit of water in a spray bottle. Just get it damp. We don't want to get it too wet. Well, that might have been too wet. You know, just a mist. And then we do our brush again. Place it flat and do circles one way and then circles another way. And then as you see how quickly that brushes up.
And wait till you see it when it gets dry.
Oh, yes.
We can show them the quilt again, or we can show them the next quilt. Let's put the next one up because it's actually got a nice purple on the kitty tails. Let's just put it up here on the table so they can see what it looks like when it's dry. It doesn't matter which one. So, see how nice and full and fluffy it is whenever it's dry versus this is wet and this is dry, and it'll just curl up around the center line and hide that.
Now, I've had people ask me before, will it ever go flat again? And not really, because you're unraveling the edges, and so the edges will never reweave themselves back together again, so it'll always stay fluffy. So that's really great as well.
Now, when I launder something with the chenille on it, after I take it out of the washer, I give it a shake, and then I dry it, and it's even fuller and fluffier when you wash out all of the sizing.
From the strips. So it's a very, very fun product. We just love it. Now we do have, can we hold that? This is our Perfect Pets pattern. And you can see that the chenille is right here on the tails and on the whiskers. This is our kitty. And this is a 3-yard quilt available. Let's just get some. It's not available in this fabric, but we do have an option for you here. This would be your fabric number 1, which is your kitty fabric. The white fabric is your number 2, which is your background. And then your fabric number 3 will be the yellow, which will be your border.
You want to put that up on the table and point those?
Yeah, and we've got some samples here and we can put them down. So we have our background fabric, which would go here. And then this would be your kitty here. And we've just used the fusible web on that to fuse it. And then
the yellow would be where this is.
Oh, right. Now, do we have that package of chenille as well?
Oh, I'm falling down on my job.
It's all right.
Are these the ones? Just the yellow.
Right. We are recommending the yellow chenille, and that is called Banana. Is that correct?
That one's banana.
For the tails and the whiskers, we think that'll look really pretty with that blue and pop off really nicely. And like I said, this does use our Perfect Pets pattern. Now, when you get the 3-yard kit, you get the pattern for free, which is great.
And tell them about that little guy.
Oh, and you know, this pattern is great. This is like a bonus pattern. I love it for this pattern. This pattern actually has an option to do a little dog as well. Let's show them the little dog.
Okay, we can just put the little doggy on there.
So he would just sit right there, and his is the tail, and we're also recommending the yellow for that. You'd have his little tail on there, be all fuzzy.
And you know, it's also his nose.
Oh, that's right.
Why don't we bring the pillow over and show this? Okay, did we show this? That they have whiskers and tails on the kitties. And those would all be yellow. That other one were our recommendation. But now on the puppy dog, you've got the green. We were going to put green. Is that right? Oh, that goes with that one. Okay. I'm not a real good assistant.
She's great. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We chose the yellow for this, but I think his little nose in yellow would be just adorable as well as his tail.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now we'll show that little pillow. And this is, let me take this away.
Thank you, Hannah. Come on. This is the Perfect Pets sewn into a pillow. And you can see how his little nose is fuzzy here, and then here's his tail. And we do have the 3-yard kits available in this one, right? Mm-hmm. Wonderful. And this is just a sample so that you can see what it looks like. We didn't do the whole quilt, but we did just the pillow. I think it's adorable as a pillow. Just gives another option.
I like how you put it around the border of the pillow too.
Oh, right here.
And yeah.
Okay. Okay, so on the if you choose this color, the fabric that we suggest as the #1 fabric, which here is the background, is the blue with the flowers. Am I saying this right?
Mm-hmm. Well, you're going to put your puppies on top of, you know, because you can exchange for any position, you can put whichever fabric you want in fabric 1, 2, or 3, because they use exactly the same amount of fabric.
Right.
So in this case, because we wanted to use the black for the doggy, then you put it on top of the flower, which would really actually be the #2 position.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, but it's fun to do that and change your position because it gives you a totally different look.
And I love this fabric. This
I
is
do
so
too.
much fun. So I think it kind of gives a neat little different look for a kid's room.
And did you see the nose and the tail? Just too cute.
Too cute.
Okay, here's your information to go with your...
Okay, so this particular kit, the number's 802036. It's called Flower Power. And we recommend the Perfect Pets pattern as your free pattern. And it's also available in the book Quilts for Kids. So you can get the books free if you purchase 3 of the 3-yard fabric kits. And then the chenille that we're recommending is the 07 Limeade. So what else do we have? We have so many wonderful chenille things over the years. It's kind of cool to all of the neat ways that you can use the chenille. And this one's a little bit different because it's not actually just on the block. We've put it on after we've pieced it, which I think is really cool. It kind of makes the daisy pop off. So I really like that. This is a fun colorway.
When I did this quilt, I had those 3 solids available, and that idea came to me that it would be fun if you ever want to bust your stash and you've got solids or tone on tone, you could just do this quilt and then you dress it up with the daisies. It's just adorable.
Right. Now this colorway is not available.
No, it's not available any longer because the customers all agreed with me that it was adorable and they bought about 150 yards
That's
of
awesome.
it.
I love it. It is really cute. But I think we have a great recommendation as
I
a
do too.
substitute.
This will be adorable.
So we can show that now. We need to cover just a little bit. So we have,
Well, let's save the goodie for last.
okay, let's say
But let's go ahead and put well, you don't have to put that up here right now.
So here are our fabrics.
Here's the pattern. And it's a brand new pattern.
Oh, look.
Well, it's in.
The pattern is called Fun Times. And the 3 yards that we are recommending are these 3 here. I can really see this with the daisy on top. It'll be really cute. So this really great little blue flower is our number 1. And then we have our polka dot, great contrast, as our number 2. And then the pink as our number 3. And this will also go on the border, I believe, as well, which will be really cute.
Yes.
We'll frame it really, really well.
Now, if you'll look, this pattern is available in Easy Peasy. And as of today, is its debut as an individual pattern. Because we're just
wonderful.
now, we've been bringing out Easy Peasy patterns as individuals, and this is its first time out. And there's your information.
Very great. So this fabric kit is called Pretty Pastels, and the number is 802-0393, and it's called Fun Time. And as Donna Mom just said, it is in the Easy Peasy quilt book as well.
Now, does that pattern include the flower?
It does not.
Well, how do they get the flower?
Well, you go to the best place of all. You go.
Am I acting or what?
This is on our free goodies button, right?
It
I
is.
love that. There's so many great free goodies on the free goodies button. So go to our website, find the free goodies button, and you can download the pattern for the daisy.
The really cool thing is you can go download this and you can put that daisy on any one of my patterns.
That would be, I can really see that.
I think
very,
it'd be
very
really
cute.
You know, you could put it in the center of one block, like So Quick or Tic Tac or something like that. You could do that, or you could scatter it, or you could just. I had one customer or student. I was teaching this in a class and teaching them how to do the chenille on a quilt. And one lady she made the cutest little design, and it almost looked like she'd put her daisies in a vase.
Oh.
And she said she was going to put a vase under it and put some more green chenille, so it looked like she had the flowers kind of coming out of the vase. It was cute.
Idea.
It
So
was.
that's very cool. And we are recommending the Blue Moon Chenille. So, and I love that together. And this will take 2 of our 250-inch rolls of the Chenille by the Inch in Blue Moon.
That would be cute.
Very cute. Very cute. I like that. And I love the free daisy pattern.
Yes.
And here we have just a super, super quick and easy quilt that I love this idea. So what we have here, tell me the name of this one. I'm so sorry.
Okay,
I get
So
confused.
Easy.
So this is our So Easy. What's really cool about this, 3-yard quilt, same 3 fabrics, 1 yard each, but we've actually used the chenille by the inch to quilt the quilt. So we've just sewn that in the ditch on this one, just to put it together.
So there's no more
There's
quilting.
no other quilting. Can we see the back of this so that we can see how that's done? So as you can see, all of these lines here are where we've put the chenille on. So you would sandwich your quilt and then just sew that chenille on, and it does the quilting for you. It's brilliant.
Okay.
And this is our So Easy quilt. And we do have an alternate, this fabric is not available any longer, but we do have a great alternate for you here. So this is our Snow Day. And these cute little snowmans and snow dogs, I love that. So very fun.
So it has dogs and penguins. Cute.
Stuff like very cute, very, very cute. So that's our number 1. So then we have this great blue dot, and this looks like little snowflakes. I like that. It blends really well.
Yeah, I like that too.
So that would be your number 2. And then the blue would be our great number 3. Now this will fall on the border, is that correct?
Yes, just like
Right.
the blue does there.
I just think that would be great. And then we are recommending the white Chenille by the Inch Jumbo Pack. There's 800 inches in this one. And I think the white on this color combination with this will look so great because it'll look like snow.
That's right. And the one jumbo pack will do the whole quilt. So if you want to quilt your quilt with the chenille strips, and we do have a tutorial. Are those are all on the chenille page, right, John? You can go to
I think it's on the tutorials page.
on the tutorial page, you know, how to quilt your quilt with Chenille by the Inch.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's great. So we can see that anytime we need to. So the order information on this is Snow Day. That's the fabric kit, 8020391. We are including the So Easy pattern for free when you buy one of those kits. And then the Chenille by the Inch is the jumbo pack of the coconut.
And this pattern is also in the very second book. I started saying the very first book. The very second book, Quilt Favorites. And so if you wanted to do the buy 3 kits and get a book free, then you would get a download code to download that book, because Quilt Favorites is out of print, but we do have it available as a downloadable.
Oh, that's great. No waiting for the mail. I love that even better. So now we have another version of the same quilt here, and I love this because Halloween's coming up. It's going to be here before you know it. So, and once again, we don't have this fabric available, but it's still So Easy. We have a great alternative for you.
And it's not, there's no other quilting on this one but the chenille.
This one's also quilted with the chenille, which just adds so much interest, I think. Makes it so easy.
It's also a good example of stripes.
Oh yeah, using stripes, that's great. And I will point out to you, whenever I did this one on my machine, or when I started doing these, do you mind if I step over here, because I need to be able to talk like this.
Yeah.
I start with the middle, either the center down here or the center here. But what I did was I just rolled my quilt up and kind of pinned it with big safety pins on one end, and then I started sewing my chenille strips that way, and I did those, and then I turned around and went the other way.
Oh, that's a great tip.
So it worked really well doing that. And when you get to an intersection, you just sew right over the intersection. You don't have to cut. You can see, you don't see any of the places where you join. And it's amazing. And then you get to, if you have little kids,
Oh my goodness.
if you have little kids, you give them a spray brush and they will have a blast.
Yes.
I love to tell the story about Gracie when she was about 3 years old. That's my sister's granddaughter. And I took a quilt to Thanksgiving. And I had like 5 little kids there. And I gave them all chenille brushes and spray bottles. And of course it was soaking wet, but that's okay. It's cotton. And that night they just entertained themselves. And the next morning little Gracie came out and she has this long nightgown on and she's rubbing her eyes. And she goes, Aunt Donna, can I scrub the quilt some more?
Oh, that's...
So kids love doing it. They love doing
my
it.
goodness.
So what fabric?
Okay, this is fun fabric. I really like this.
Oh, those
Oh,
spiders.
those spiders are great. So this is our Spooky Spiders kit. And of course, again, we are recommending the So Easy quilt with this. So these fun spiders are number 1. And then this great polka dot. I love how that gives it just such a pop next to those spiders. Really great and perfect for Halloween.
I love that too.
And then this fun black and white dot as your number 3.
They're kind of like the little eyeballs.
They look like eyeballs, actually. Absolutely. And then the chenille that we are recommending for this is our pumpkin, of course.
Absolutely.
Our orange. And you will need the jumbo pack for this as well, as we mentioned before.
Now our Halloween fabrics haven't come in yet. We're trying to order Halloween, but we don't have them yet. So we will be trying to get enough in to have a show all on Halloween in just a little bit. But we do have some onesie twosies that are left over from last Halloween that I want to show.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's only a few of these, right?
Right. It'll tell
Oh.
you.
Wow, there's only 2 of these left. Oh, look how
Right.
cute this is. Oh, look at that happy pumpkin.
This is Happy Halloween. The only one that's not smiling big apparently has his mouth stitched
Aw.
closed.
So this is our ghouls and ghosties. Very cute. So this would be your number one. This great gold. Looks very good next to that. And this nice orange. Perfect.
I'll show you what I like. I think it's really cute. See how there's the witch's hat? There's the witch's legs.
There's no witch. What happened to the witch?
Which witch is which?
And what chenille are we recommending for this one?
I think we were going to do orange on that one too.
No, you're doing grape soda on that
Oh,
one.
I'm doing grape soda?
Oh, grape
How
soda
come
on
I
this
don't have
one.
grape-
I love that.
Oh, I got out of... Oh, I
There's a
got out
cue
of one.
card.
There we go.
We
Okay.
need to look at our notes.
Am I supposed to read?
But I like the grape soda on this.
Yes,
That's
I like it
great.
that Hannah's here to tell us.
Yes, because it kind of picks up that purple in the witch's hat, and it really pops off that yellow and that orange. I love
That's
that.
great.
That is great. And once again, the kit is Ghouls and Ghosties. The pattern is so easy, and there's only 2 left. So grab them while you can.
All right.
Oh, we have one more.
We have one more.
Yay.
Okay, this one, there's only one left.
There's only one of these. Oh my.
And then we're going to use orange.
And we're going to use orange. So this is our spooktacular. I wish you guys could see us naming these things. We have such a good time. Also our So Easy pattern. And let's look at this fabric. Very cute. Bats. I love the bats.
I want to point out too that these are all used, we're all recommending the same pattern because it's a great one to use the chenille with. But if you wanted to get a book, buy 3 of these and get a book, or 3 of anything, and you'd have 8 patterns. Or you can put in your comments that if you already have this pattern, you just name a different pattern. You can pick any of the 3-yard quilt patterns to go with any fabric. So you don't have to get 3 copies of this.
That's awesome.
Okay.
That's great. And then I love the way this green picks up the green in this pumpkin leaf here.
Mm-hmm.
Look, that's awesome. And then our fun green. And then the orange looks fabulous with all of these.
Mm-hmm. I like
really
that.
Yeah, really.
It's going to be a
pop.
very colorful Halloween. Only one happy person will get this one, though, because
Only one.
those 2 were left over from last year, because we don't usually sell much Halloween after Halloween until the following
Until
year.
the following Halloween.
That's
Well,
right.
you have 3 great kids here.
Get a book.
What do we have? Oh, I love this.
Okay, let's see what we're doing here. Oh, we're doing this one. Okay.
Now this is
Oh, we're doing patchwork.
very exciting. This is actually a fat quarter kit, and this is also, it's 3 yards of fat quarters, and we do have this available, don't we? The little
Yes.
kits for this. That's
Yes.
great. This one we did just a little bit different. We actually went ahead and quilted completely this quilt top, and then we put the chenille on, so it can be done either way, which I really like. Can we see the back of this so that you can see? So you can see we've actually quilted it completely, and then here are the lines for the chenille where we put that on after it was all put together.
And in this case, it's better for you to do your quilting first,
Yes.
and then add the chenille strips.
So really, you've got lots of options there, so you can do either way.
Mhm.
So you can use your chenille as your quilting, or you can quilt and chenille, which is even greater, better. Thank you, Hannah. So let's
Okay.
look at this one. Now, as I said, this is a fat quarter kit, and we do have all of the fabrics available, and it comes with our Patch Happy quilt pattern.
It uses 12 fat quarters, or 3 yards of fat quarters.
Yeah, it's still a 3-yard quilt. It's just done in fat quarters. And we are recommending the almond chenille by the inch with that. Can I show that just to see? And it does take a jumbo pack, just like the So Easy on the other one. And that will be enough to do the entire quilt.
Any one of our lap quilts would require 1 jumbo pack to stitch in the ditch with it.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Very nice. This This one's another beautiful one. So this is another version of Patch Happy, and so great that we have the fabrics available for this too. It's also the fat quarter quilt, and we've also used the almond chenille by the inch on this one. This is really great. I love the way this adds so much extra interest to the quilt with just a simple rectangular block.
A lot of people have said things like, well, it's like a tasteful rag quilt, or, you know, it's just, I don't mean to say a rag quilt's not tasteful, but it's like an elegant rag quilt. I don't know. I didn't say that. I was just quoting.
Well, you said it great right then. So this is called our Autumn Landscape Kit 801-825. It does use the Patch Happy pattern, which is included in the kit. And we are once again recommending the Almond Jumbo Pack Chenille by the Inch.
It's quilt bling.
It's quilt bling. I love
There
that.
you go.
I love that.
All right, we'll take these away. Now, what's this next one coming up?
Now we're going back to have a little nostalgia. This is our little Frogs and Turtles quilt that we did early on.
Right after Snuggly Bugs, we did some frogs because we were getting overrun with bugs and we needed frogs and turtles to eat them. No.
Great. But it's very fun. Right here we use the grape soda, chenille by the inch. The little frog's eyes are done. And you know, after looking at all those Halloween kits that we just did, this would be so cute done in Halloween fabrics with that frog on there.
Oh, that would, yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be adorable.
Absolutely. Now, we do have a 3-yard kit for this.
Yes.
So we do not have the fabrics available as you see in the quilt that Hannah's holding up, but we do have a recommendation. So for this,
We don't have a pattern either.
Oh, we don't have a pattern either. Okay.
So this would be a substitute.
Okay. So
And there's enough fabric to make it. It would be a bigger quilt than that.
okay. So we're recommending the Tic Tac pattern for this. It has those big squares so those little frogs and turtles can go in there.
Oh, wait. We do have a pattern.
You know what? You're right. We do. I'm going to take
We
it over.
forget about things like this, but you probably don't because there's a free button on our website.
It's not going to cost you anything. Just go to the free goodies tabs on our website and you can download the Turtles and Frogs quilt.
That's right. Now, the Turtles and Frogs quilt doesn't actually use exactly the same fabric that we have in a 3-yard quilt, but there is enough fabric because it only uses like 2.5 yards.
Right.
But you might have to add a little scrap for your little corner blocks. Show them how the corner blocks are not exactly the same fabrics.
Right.
So you might have to have some little, like this little
From your
purple, just get it from your stash. This little polka dot, you'll have to get it from your stash. But out of a 3-yard quilt kit, you can make this pattern, and it's free on our free goodies page.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me of that.
Well, I'm the one that said, no, we don't have that pattern. Then I remembered, oh, yes, we do. It's just we're giving it away.
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
So this fabric is great, and I can even see using some of this as the little shells or the little bellies for the frogs as well. I think that would be darling.
And it would be cute even in your
The
sashing,
border,
too.
Absolutely. So this is our first fabric. And then we have this great green, which is a perfect frog and turtle color. And then
It even
the
looks
blue.
kind of like frog skin. Right.
What does frog skin look like?
Looks like that. Okay.
So really, really precious. And then just add a few little pieces from your scrap bag to give it those little corner blocks and things. Very cute.
If you don't want to make the turtles and frogs, then you could use that
you can do the
pattern.
tic-tac.
That would be cute.
That would be
So
cute.
you use these two in your blocks and use that as your sashing.
Perfect. Perfect. And this is called Pond Pals, and that number is 8020394. And it is the Turtles and Frogs is a free download, or we also recommend the Tic Tac pattern whenever you get your kit. We are recommending the Eggplant Chenille by the Inch. So, and then we've also included the Licorice, which is our black. And that is for the little froggy eyes there. Now, you know something that we didn't tell them that might be kind of interesting? You know, our name is Fabric Cafe. And when we first started Chenille by the Inch, we had the great idea to name all of our chenille colors food. Because
We
we're
like
the
to
cafe.
That's right.
So we have grape soda and licorice and cotton candy and
And raspberry and strawberry and basil and
it just makes me hungry thinking about it.
okay, so we do have this kit
Mhm.
and
We have
the
one
last
more.
chance.
That's a last chance. Oh, this one's purple. I love the purple. This is Pond Pals 2. And we only have 2 of these left.
So you have the pink or the purple. So it is a little different.
I love it.
So only one of these, but we have more of this one.
More of that one. And with this one, we have the pink polka dot. So cute. And the beautiful turquoise that is picked up perfectly in that flower here.
Happy fabric.
It is very, very happy fabric. And then the order number for that is 8020394, and it's Pond Pals 2. Recommending the Tic Tac pattern, or don't forget the free download of the turtles and frogs. Now we're also recommending the same
Chenille.
chenille, the eggplant, which is purple, and licorice that is black.
I hope y'all have enjoyed our walk down memory lane. We have had fun showing you the chenille. The chenille is still available, and we have a lot of customers that have used it and love it. But we figured that some of you hadn't heard of it before. And we had fun reminiscing too.
Oh my goodness,
And did you have anything we needed to say? Okay. So from Donna Robertson and
Fran Morgan?
we hope you'll join us again next Tuesday at 4 o'clock on Facebook. That's 4 o'clock Central Time. And visit us at our website, fabriccafe.com. And if you want to see our video in high definition, you go to virtualquiltshowvideos.com. Now, please remember, Facebook Live can't always produce a real high quality video, but we do have high quality videos now. We've had them now for about 3 weeks, I think. And those get posted on the Virtual Quilt Show, and you will be able to see that by tomorrow morning, no later than tomorrow morning. Okay, thanks a lot for joining us. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.